December 24th, 2010. 8. Hey, hey, 8. You ever wonder why people keep putting this 8 symbol? Yeah, I wasn't wondering. As soon as I seen 8, I know that they're giving recognition to the beast that is the 8th and is of the 7. Well, and go into a perdition there. But I just love the symbolism. And I love the secrets that are in the dark. I'll bring it to light. Don't worry about that. You know, you can't keep the room dark when the light walks into it. It's impossible. Unless you try to cover it, you know, with a blanket of lies. If you try to cover it with a blanket of lies. You know, like when you lie in your bed and you pull your blanket over you. Enoch prophesied of these things. He was the 7th from Adam. He was the 7th from Adam. And Michael, the archangel, disputed over the body of Moses, and contending, you know, contending. He's also contending for the faith. Faith is the body of Moses. Contending for the faith. Contending over the body of Moses. He is of the 7th and is of the 8th. And so December 24th, 2018 was exactly 8 years since you signed that paper. And then 7 days later is New Year's Day. And 14 days from that point, well, that would be 21 days. But at the same time, when your cable bill gets paid, right? Well, you can thank Michael for paying your cable bill. And because he just wants to know what he can do for you. That's all. He just wants to know, what can he do for you, Steven? Well, he can come help you, because your help is on the way. There's a reason why you didn't make videos, Steve. It's not because, well, I would be, yeah, I don't think you probably, I'm willing to bet, yeah, there's a strong likelihood that you're not even commenting anywhere with the Overdue Champion account. Not with that account, you're not commenting. But with Joshua James, I mean, you're still making videos. So, yeah, okay, well, hey, look. Same place, same time. Hey, same place, same time. Erie Ave, and Broad Street. Interesting, huh? Very interesting. What's that? Man, it must feel good to have Michael rise up and have your back. So January 21st is going to be a blood moon, and the fear that YouTube is pushing about, oh man, about just how this blood moon is going to cause, it's like the lady said, let's talk about the blood moon, okay? It's going to cause all these great earthquakes and tsunamis all over the world. It's going to get exponentially worse. However that lady talks from over in Brooklyn or New York, sounds like Deanna or something. So, but even January 21st, well, that's 21 days from the new year. And it's 28 days altogether since, I mean, it would be if Steve was silent up until that point. Does anybody really think that Steve won't make any more videos with his account? I mean, you know, after explaining his script, I don't know how you can get on camera and say and try to push the same story that I just told you is going to happen. Steve was going to sing that Rockin' Robin song. He never produced it. 97 million songs out of 1. It's just a fact that the song was not produced. Steve, you were so super excited to sing me a special song. It was going to be a surprise for Robin Henry Tees. And then I never sung it. Oh man, what? I mean, where's the song? The proof is you don't have it up. Remember, everybody who is in the know, everybody who knows, Steve's colleagues, remember, April 7th, 2018, what's going to happen on April 7th, 2018? War will start. War will start, and everybody will put their own spin on it. This Saturday, April 7th, will be the beginning of war. 2018, that's the video. It's still up. My proof is still up to back up my words. And I'll also remind you of the Super Bowl that the Eagles won. Church of Philadelphia. Because it represented the eagle coming down, devouring the Patriots, which is us, you know. All of our laws and everything, it's exactly what happened. And that they would come back in the third quarter after being down and Nicky Foles would be the MVP. It's just another script. And I'll also remind you that I was hot about the April 7th and I was cold about 2019. The bottom line is not coming around. So I'm not going to just remind you of what I said was right, but I will remind you what I said was wrong too. But for the people that are in the know, you guys know where I get my information from. I presented all my facts last night. I gave you 6 pages of biblical proof of, well, I mean, hey, it's 6 pages The sixth trumpet is being blown. I see it. That's why I'm blowing the trumpet. It's quite ironic how it's 6 pages. It's just what it was. It was exactly what I needed to get my point across. 6 pages. And, well, the sixth trumpet has been being blown since October 22nd of 2011, after the first woe passed. 7 and into the 8th year. Man, there's a lot of references about 7 and 8. Right? 8 greater than 3. Hey, 8. Like nobody knows what that means. Bunch of ass kissers. Well, remember, Donald Trump was there in his previous life too. He was there at 7-11. He was there at 7-11, 11-7-7, 9-11. He was there at the 7. Hey, you know what's ironic is this? Well, it's just the truth. I'm prophesying, right, of these things that I know to be true. And doesn't matter who doesn't believe me or who does, and they're just paid to say that they don't. But I'm of the 7th year from that warning of God's judgment on May 21st, 2011, going into the 8th year. Coming up would be 8 full years. But take this for an example. In that 6-page letter, when I wrote it on October 7th, 2016, that 2 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days later would be January 31st, midnight, into February 1st, where, just take this for an example. Take you know, let's say, you know, there's a reason why a lot of people are on welfare and they rely on it. It's purposed that way to make people poor, you know, and also just hand out whatever you want with that. It's to anybody basically who's lazy, or it's needed for people who truly can't find a job or whatever, for help, benefits, and just take that away for an example, and then watch how people will start starving and fleeing and eluding, and then that would just be the beginning, oh man, of absolute collapse and calamity of the economy. So on February 1st, 10 days before that, 10 days before that will be January 21st. There's going to be a blood moon. It's all created by man, okay? Just telling you that. Our entire sky is man-made. So when they push and push and push and push this agenda, well, you can see that it's all fake. And when Steve is pushing and pushing and pushing this agenda that his dad is watching Rabin, dad equals father, okay? But I won't say father, I'll say dad. Even though I'm talking about father, pretending I'm talking about father, but I'm acting like I'm talking about my dad, but I'm really talking about, I'm really implying to you guys that I'm talking about Father, meaning Jesus Christ, thou art in heaven. But I'm really, really talking about Satan, my father, okay? So there's, like, it's like blood, spirit, and water. It's like 3 dispositions. It's like there's 3 meanings that I'm talking about. And you just gotta pick which one. You know the cups? You know the cups, you sit down, you got the answer underneath. It's like, all right, which one is it? It's the one in the middle, Steve, duh. It's the Fitz-James family, the one that fits wherever James is, in the middle. Where are you at, Moni, in the middle? Where are you at, in the middle? Come on, Steve. I mean, hey, look, whatever, it's just a script. I'm just telling you that as someone who can predict things that are very predictable, I'm just predicting your script, that's all. Don't get mad at me. I mean, hey, it's like a... You know, Hollywood producers are quite obvious with the endings of movies. You know what I mean? Here's some facts for you. October 28th of 2004 is when I went to jail. I already did a video proving that I was booked on that day. And when I was in there, because I was high on many Xanax for many days in a row, and when I got locked up, all that I did was slept. And I don't even think I got up to eat. I just laid there, sleeping. And they kept like, hey, you all right, Rob? Like, and when I finally got a phone call to my son, Christian, who was asking on the phone, 2.5 years old, Daddy, when are you coming home? Because I got baked cookies for you. Well, that broke my damn heart, big time. And I fell to my knees and I prayed to God to take over my life. And that's what he did. On October 31st of 2004. Now, October 28th, 2004, fast forward and go 7 days before the 7th year. 7 days before the 7th year was October 21st of 2011. The first woe. First woe. And then here we are into the 7th and of the 8th year from 2011. The Great Awakening. My son, Christian, was born on February 2nd, 2002. That will be exactly 17 years. The number 17 represents the gathering of the kingdom of heaven. 17 full years. My son was born. And so January 21st will be the 21st day of the month. Hey, on January. And 10 days from that point is the 31st. Interesting. 10 days from, excuse me, I'm getting stuck here. Just trying to remember my calculations that I was thinking of last night. I was laying in bed. That's what happens. I just think. Well, let's just say this. January 14th will be 21 days since Steve hasn't made a video, right? And since he you know, because he has no money and nothing, and he has to be withstood for 21 days. January 14th will be those 21 days, and then to the 31st, it will be 17 more days, and then February 4th will be exactly 21 days from that point also. And that's my son's 17th birthday. And then, well, in the second month, and the 27th day of the month, that's when the earth will be cleansed. You could say it's the Hebrew calendar, which it was in the first time it was. The first time around, it was May 21st, 2011. Second time around, let's try using our original calendar. You know, our regular calendar. Let's use that. That would be 27. That would be 23 days. So since my son was born, it'll be 17 years and 23 days. The number 23 represents the wrath of God. I'm going by the true numbers by Harold Camping. You know, the one that I keep putting you in remembrance of. The one that has helped me tremendously with these dates to continue on with the timeline, and also to help with the predictability of this SJD character. So, numbers are very important. And I wonder what Steve is going to do. I mean, I have no idea what he's up to. No idea. I haven't heard a peep from him because he's poor and he couldn't pay his cable bill. Because I would know. I literally paid his cable bill. I went the time when he said that it's going to get shut off, and he texted me and it said it was shut off, and then I went to 7-Eleven. I got a prepaid card and I paid his cable bill, and it got turned back on, and then that's when he did the he was so excited that worked, that he did the alien video with a sense of humor, but he was really happy because he's like, yeah, I got Robin, yes! So I would know about that cable being shut off personally. And if you didn't make it to my house, Steve, with that letter, that's, oh, it's so you. That means that you ran out of money. So I just don't know how you can possibly come on air anymore and tell this story that I already told. And put a spin to it. I mean, I don't know how that's possible. But I'm sure you'll find a way. But I'm just altering your plans, okay? Your plans are going to be altered. That's a damn shame.